Hi, everyone. I'm Val Plissick from Rewind Reuse Center and Export, and we're going to do a simple craft to get together today. As you know, we try to use recycled materials all the time. So we had these bags put together of all the supplies. You got a woven mat that looks something like this. You received a piece of netting that is kind of fine in its holes. You received a bag of potpourri. You received a bag of fun beads and some wire and some miscellaneous kinds of flowers and accessories. Along with that, you also received some pieces of trim. So for our first part of the project, we're going to take our mat and we're going to fold it in half and we're going to put a crease across the bottom, because ultimately our project is going to look like this. It is a potpourri. So it is filled with potpourri that has scent to it that you can hang in your bathroom, kitchen, bedroom, and gives you a little essence. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take whatever trim you like. And of course, you know, I had to make some decisions because we're sending these kits out to everyone, but we're going to just weave this trim in and out of the first layer or second layer, whatever you choose, of the mat. So take a few minutes and I'll work on this one and you work on yours and we will get it accomplished. And it's just simply to decorate it a little and give accent to it. Some of the pieces are longer than others, and with rickrack, sometimes it curls, so you might have to take your fingers and kind of just twirl it to make it flat so that it looks nice as a trim. Ribbon works really well for this. Yarn works really well. Embroidery thread works really well. So anything like that that gives just a color accent to the woven space. And you don't have to worry about how many inches in between each tuck in, because it won't matter. Between the rickrack and the weaving, it'll look fine, just for a little accent. So we're going to take this and we're going to weave all the way to the half circle. And as you see, I'm halfway there. And I'll go back and straighten some of that rickrack out that got twisted, just because we want to make it look as nice as we can. And because it usually lays flat against a wall, that way it looks, and it looks nice and it doesn't take up a lot of space. Okay, so I'm going to go back and there's two spots where the rickrack kind of twisted. I'm just going to go in there and twist it back and make sure that the ends are tucked into the inside. And this piece is a little long, so hopefully you grabbed a pair of scissors, which I forgot to tell you you might need. And we'll just trim that little extra piece of rickrack off. So we have a half circle and we have the whole piece ready. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our wire, which is in a little pack like this, and it's anywhere between 12 and 14 inches of wire, and it's the thin gauge, so it's very easy to bend and twist. And we're going to take it and we're going to stretch it all out and take all the curves out of it. And we can dump our beads in a tray or in a bowl. And there's all kinds of beads in these. There's wood beads, there's small beads, it doesn't matter. What you want to do though is take the first end and find a bead that's got some substance to it. Thread your wire through. And they all vary in size and shape. Some will go easily through, some will not. And the reason we want to thread this first one through is so that we can turn the edge about an inch, inch and a half back, so that that then catches our bead and we don't lose all the rest. And then just take a few minutes and thread the rest of the beads onto our wire, because this is the handle of our potpourri. Everyone's going to be different. If you know who you're giving it to and you know they really love purple, then try to find all the purple beads. in our shop, we always have a ton of beads, and so I tried to give you a good sampling of all the different kinds. Some are more cantankerous to thread than others, but that's okay. Some have larger holes than others. It's always interesting to me that the bead companies put holes in different locations than I probably would have. That's okay. We had one person do an entire red and white bead collection and then used red and white rickrack. So that's the advantage of when you come to my shop, you can kind of pick and choose your colors. All these dried flowers that are going to be in our potpourri were hand dried at my house. You just simply take roses are always the best because they have the greatest ability to dry evenly and keep some of their color. You just bundle them up so that the petals don't touch. Like if there's one flower, you put the next flower up higher or lower, and you can put them in a dry closet and just shut the door and let them dry for about 3 weeks, and you'll have these type of rose buds that are in this potpourri pack. And as you can see by my threading of the handle, that the colors don't really matter because it's just to make it fun. And if you didn't get finished putting your rickrack on, you can always go back to it. These kinds of crafts, the reason we do them on Zoom is just so that you see an example being made, but you know that you can go back and add things or take things away from it, or you might add things that you have at your house. Like on this sample, we had a cute little butterfly added that was left over from a floral arrangement. So anything like that would be a welcome addition to kind of jazz it up. Almost done. You're going to go all the way to the end till about 1.5 inches away from the end. You want to make sure you have enough so that you can attach it to your potpourri bag. So there we have a pretty nice, still need a few more to get over to that edge. All right, I think I've got my handle done. So I'm going to take the other end and I'm just going to bend it down so that it catches the beads, and I leave it there in front of my mat so I'm ready for the next step. So we're going to take our mat and we're going to turn it to the side that is the inside. So we'll look and see which side we like the best. And we're going to place the outside down flat. And then we're going to take our piece of netting that we have and we're going to lay it right on top. We'll flatten it out. And then we're going to fold it over like we're going to do like a tacos sandwich. And inside we have our netting, and on the outside we have our woven piece. We're going to take our scissors and we're going to just trim the edge. Sometimes this netting curls up, so you kind of have to pull it out a little bit. But you want to trim as close to the woven spot as possible without cutting the woven. So right now we have a little, like almost a taco shell, so that there is netting on the inside and we have our decorative on the outside. So we're going to take our handle that we just beaded, and we're going to go about 2 inches off the center at the top, and we're going to go through all 4 layers with our beads. And we're going to go in and take the wire through and give it a good twist and connect our handle. So that means you've got one handle just kind of hanging down and the other one ready to attach. Then we're going to open our potpourri, and if you take a sniff, this is going to smell like cinnamon, because that's one of the best scents that most people don't have any problems with allergies. But you're also going to find some total rose buds that have been dried. So you're going to take one of the largest ones you have and take it inside the pocket and put it right there in the corner, so that it will keep the potpourri from falling out the edge. And then you can take your cinnamon sticks and your other pieces of potpourri and fill it in right next to it. You'll see leaves, you'll see all kinds of pieces. There's enough there to do another project as well, which we'll show you in the end. And then when you think you've got it as full as you want, you want to make sure you got it inside the netting, and the netting just popped over on me and I didn't realize it. You're going to take one of the other big rose buds and you're going to put it right there at the end. And you're going to do the same thing as you did on this side. You're going to take this end of the wire, make sure that your beads are connected really well, and go through all 4 layers again. And then connect the wires together and give it a good twist to make sure that the beads don't slip off. And then you have your handle and you have your potpourri made. Now, I brought with me 2 different scents as well, just to show you. This is a body spritzer that you can use directly on the potpourri, and it will stay scented for a while. And then something like an essential oil, or in this case, a fragrance that you put directly on the rose petal. With the spritzer, you can also spray it right on the outside, but it's always better to put it on the inside in case once the scent fades, you can add a different scent. The other thing that you will have in the second little bag that you were given is these little sacks. And there's one that has like a woven front to it, and then it has a solid fabric on the back. The solid fabric keeps the potpourri from coming through. The reason I put the woven is not only does the air circulate really well, but you can do something simple like this, like an embroidery piece on the front of the sachet. And then when you've got it all decorated, then you want to put the potpourri inside. You want to take one of the strings that are included in that pack and give it a tie. There's also 3 different colors of embroidery thread included in that pack. And there's a needle in there that will go through the woven fabric very easily. And you can just put lines, you could put dots, you could put someone's initials, you could put a heart, whatever you want to do. The other thing you can do is take some of these silk flowers that we included, and most of them don't have stems, but they have backs. So you just take a little piece of embroidery thread and you just tie it around the back of the flower. Usually have to lay it down. It won't hurt a flower to smush it kind of, because it's not, they're not real. They're made of fabric. And then you can actually just tie it right onto your woven purse. Each one of these will be different. No 2 are going to be the same, which makes it even more fun. One lady put it in the back of her bathroom door, and it always kept her bathroom smelling really nice because she kept her doors shut in her bathroom. Another person put it in their kitchen, real close to her stove where the steam from the pots came, and she always could smell the scents that way as well. So these are our two little projects for the day. I hope you enjoy making them. Recycle, reuse, don't throw away ribbons and things, keep them for the next time. Thank you for coming, and I hope you had fun. Take care. Bye-bye.